Good evening and welcome to the Star Chamber Show live podcast on a Thursday evening. This is your host, Stephen Zimmer, here in Lexington, Kentucky, broadcasting to you live. And yes, I am alive. It's after Imaginarium 2024. Still recovering, still exhausted, but I am here tonight and we want to bring you a great show. We're going to take a look back at all things Imaginarium 2024. And a little later in the show, we'll definitely open it up if any of you would like to chat about your weekend experience. Of course, we have no updates on Imaginarium Convention because, yes, it just took place for the 11th year. And wow, it was a really, really good one. Definitely going to be resting up for a few more days before I get fully back into the groove again. But I got back later Tuesday evening. And so, yeah, I'm in recovery stage. I thought that tonight that Holly was not going to be able to join me for the show because she was also exhausted. But she is going to be coming onto the show tonight. So she will be co-hosting, and we may also hear from the young Bentley Phillippe, one of those gold-shirted folks running around Imaginarium. And definitely, of all of us, probably the most energetic right now. But before I get too far into things, I definitely want to recognize the folks that brought you tonight's show, and that would be the great Ren Garcia. No, Ren did not make it in 2024, so we're going to start the campaign to get him to Imaginarium 2025. And he's somebody we definitely love and appreciate, and hope he definitely can return with us in person next summer. We tried this year, but he is one that brought you tonight's show, and then the other, Sandy Lender, the genre blender. And of course, we'll get into that. A lot of stuff on plane flights and global tech outages. But we definitely missed Sandy dearly, as did lots of people. Heard that throughout the weekend, her flight got canceled, and then by the time they got her rerouted with a new flight, it was going to be a late Saturday arrival, and obviously on a 3-day convention that kind of torpedoes at least 2/3 of the entire weekend. So Sandy was not able to make it. Very, very sorry to hear that, and definitely hope that 2025 sees Sandy returning. But yes, we'll go ahead and recognize both of them because they're great supporters of the Star Chamber show. And here is Ren first.
The League of Elder dares to be unusual. It's easy to be swept away in this bold and uninhibited landscape where fantastic heroes become old friends and sinister villains inhabit every dark corner. Dare to explore things best left alone. Each book is your lantern, lighting the path to a world never before seen. So what do you say? Are you weird enough for us?
Yes, we are, Ren. Absolutely. Always have been, always will be. So take care, my friend, and thank you very much for your support. Now, here's a little bit from Sandy, and listen up, and definitely make an extra effort to give her your support, because, yeah, it was definitely a bummer that we missed her last weekend. So go out and subscribe to her channel. Pick up a Sandy Lender book. Show her how much we love her. And definitely hope, like I said, when things go right for next year. So here's a little bit from Sandy. Trying to get it on there.
Sandy Lender is an international bestseller with awards for her poetry, short stories, nonfiction, and fantasy novels. And now she's released her craziest book yet. You can pre-order 100 Things Duran Duran fans should know and do during this life. That's right, humor, fun, a touch of autobiography, and a whole lot of 80s and 90s nostalgia is available now for pre-order. Visit AuthorSandyLender.com to get signed up for the Sandy Says Read newsletter, or go follow her Amazon author page at Sandy Lender. You don't want to miss any of the cool stuff that's coming next.
Yes, Sandy Lender, the genre blender. Thank you, as always, She's just such an amazing person. And I was talking actually to Jen Selinsky. Jen was a volunteer for us this past weekend, and I got to talk to Jen a bit about the Duran Duran book that Sandy has coming out. And Jen is a big music aficionado and was the editor on that project. And yeah, she is very excited about this book as well, and definitely wants a book that I'm going to pick up myself to read. But yeah, pre-order that new Sandy Lender Duran Duran book, and we'll get Sandy back to having some good times again very, very soon. So looking like the chat room is pretty active tonight. And, we got some great guests, including several from the past weekend. Looks like Barbara Evers is in there. And yes, Barbara threw a chair at me during the Imaginarium Convention this year. We'll get on that a little bit later. We have Duwan Hearn. We have Carol Pre-Flattish, who just won an award for Best Short Format Screenplay at Imaginarium 2024. We have, and Sandy Lender is in the chat room, folks. Sandy is in there. And yes, I see a lot of folks saying they missed her. And that's all I heard all weekend. I swear, all 3 days, people were talking about how much they missed Miss Sandy. And yeah, that was a recurring theme throughout the weekend. And we're going to get into why in just a second. Looks like Sako Toomey has entered the chat room as well. Hi, Sako. And look an active group here. So hopefully Holly will be joining us in just a second to liven things up. But what I can say for certain is looking back at Imaginarium 2024 and all the comments that I've been getting both privately and seeing the posts online, it's definitely was the best Imaginarium yet. From our angle, it ran the smoothest from all the things that we could control. We had many fewer technical issues than we did in 2023. I mean, all around logistics and in terms of the technical aspects, it ran much smoother. Of course, that is a result of having a great team around you and people that have been with you for years. We had, of course, Wayne and Cassandra were there. We had Wayne Peterson and Cassandra Morgan, and then we had David Sheridan. Of course, he's like the tech MacGyver and was going taking care of anything that needed to be taken care of. Of course, Eric Kyer down at the film festival, Richard Warner, Marion Gosling up in the volunteer booth. I mean, just Jordan Harrison with security, and we just had a great team, great volunteers all around, and that helps the event run much smoother. But yeah, we got off to quite a surprise on Friday. Thursday night, we, of course, is just the load-in for vendors, and then also the Marathonarium 2 session, which I was the host of as editor, and it involved a group of writers, all of whom wrote for about 3 hours after a brief orientation. So we ran that about 3.5 hours, because we had about a 30-minute orientation, and then we did a 3-hour writing session. And the result of this is I'm going to be working with all of them as their editors on their short stories. And yes, we will get this out by Christmas time, and it will be the Marathonarium 2 anthology, which will showcase all of them, hopefully to their best that they can be on these stories. And it was a great group. Really, really had a good time working with them, and definitely a lot of enthusiasm. And so, yeah, Marathonarium 2 definitely was a big success, and that kind of set the ball in motion for Friday. However, we did get hit with something out of our control. There was a global IT outage that was caused by a bug that was uploaded by a cybersecurity firm, and it set this giant sequences of crashes that knocked out a lot of sectors of banking, air travel, all kinds of places. So basically that morning, credit card machines were not working, or processing was not working. We had hundreds and hundreds of flights being canceled, and the messages started rolling in. And yes, Sandy was one of those folks that got a hold of us. There were several more. One of them, it was just so sad. It was William Rush, who in his feature film group ended up winning 5 awards, and he was coming and sat as a panelist and everything. And he was another person that couldn't make it that last weekend because of this IT outage, and it kept on rolling throughout the weekend. I saw that hundreds of flights were canceled Saturday, Sunday, even into Monday. So this whole thing just really affected the air travel, and definitely affected many guests and several vendors and Sandy, and it was just awful. Definitely was not the way to what I wanted to wake up to on that early Friday morning. But once we got to about midday, the credit card machines at least started working, so the vendors could make their sales without trouble, and everything started settling in. And from that point onward, things definitely rolled pretty well, rolled really well. And yeah, Friday is normally a very, very hectic day. It's a it's a very crazy day, to say the least. And I'm usually ensconced in a conference room with computers verifying all kinds of data and things like that for the folks at the front desk, and just being on point for all of that. So yeah, it's hard for me to get out to the floor when that's going on. But I did make a couple short forays out, and it was really, really great energy. And yeah, there were a lot of folks that definitely had trouble getting in early, so it started off a little slower than I would have been hoping for on Friday, but definitely people started coming in, and the activity started picking up, and it turned into a really, really nice day overall on that Friday. And I can tell you this. Yeah, we had some really good highlights on that Friday. Of course, that's the night that we have our opening ceremonies and our keynote speech. And we had a keynote speech from Virginia Smith, best-selling author, award-winning author, and just an absolute delight of a person. She gave a great speech on the roadmap of her own writing journey, and it was amazing. I mean, she detailed all the things she went through, the pitfalls, how she got into writing, talked about the rejections, talked about the opportunities, and just totally an inspiring and encouraging type of speech, and it went over really, really well. And of course, that's after a day full of programming, so people have already kind of gotten warmed up with the programming, and the film festival, of course, is kicked off, and all that kind of good stuff. And so yeah, everybody was in a good zone at that point, and it was a full room for the keynote speech. And yes, and Virginia was later surprised at something at the awards banquet, but we'll save that for that portion of it. But yeah, Creatives Alley was getting pretty busy that day, and we had some, of course, unfortunately, we had some gaps. So wherever you saw table gap, 9 times out of 10, that was because of this outage thing that hit. So yeah, hopefully, like I said, hopefully next year we won't get hit with that. That was definitely not something that we had any way of controlling. But yeah, I felt really, really bad. Yeah, for some near and dear people that couldn't make it. But that Friday evening, though, we did have some fantastic live entertainment, and of course, always the Ghost Stories presentations by John B. Pica. They're definitely not something to miss. Definitely one of the best entertainers out there in this area, and he gave a great show. And then he was followed by Miss Bette Lamb, who gave a burlesque performance, and it was really good. I did get there in time to see that, and then the following performance, which was the goth rock of Jason William Allen, with his of course from his band Poetry of the Dead. He had a percussionist with him, and he played solo on the acoustic guitar solo set, and was just great, because he's a consummate front man and performer, and just definitely a blast to watch. And I really enjoyed getting to catch that. And so Jason is something else, I tell you. But looking here in the chat room, I'm hoping Holly will join us in a few minutes. I know she was getting ready, but yeah, so he looks like, hey, here's Clayton Barnett. Looks like, and the Lemur Throne was very active, folks, out there in the chat room. And I brought them a lemur, by the way. That Thursday night, I presented Joe Eisenberg, Mark Avery, and Clayton with their very own stuffed lemur, which I had been keeping for a couple of months. And Holly is in there. She's lurking in the chat room, folks. So just waiting for her to come in here. Hold on just a second. She did a call-in. Hold on. We're getting her. There
Jesus,
she is.
Pete's, man. I sitting
There
on
you
hold for
there you are.
10 minutes. Clayton's like
You were
he's
there.
enjoying peace and quiet. I said,
Well,
well, he'll pay
you were
for it later.
co-hosting. Well, you're supposed to be in the co-host slot, but you're down in the call-in box.
Well, I
And
just
I
went on
wasn't
the
looking at that.
Podbean map and I come on in and
Well, there you
called
go.
in.
Well,
Heck
however it
fart.
works,
But
you're
I've
here.
been having a lively conversation in the chat room, so no worries.
You're here. All right. Yeah, you were in the call box, and I wasn't looking
I,
there yet because we are
I
going to
do
open it
want to
up.
say, hey, I do
Hey,
want to say,
Melinda's there. Melinda's there.
Melinda,
Hey, I see
Melinda's
Melinda
out
Andrews.
there.
I got to talk to her in person finally.
Melinda, thank
This-
you so much for this wine. It is absolutely divine. I'll tell everybody, it is a semi-sweet apple wine spiced with cinnamon and nutmeg. And it's a Pennsylvania winery, but it's up Door County, Wisconsin, up there by where she lives. And it's called Hallow Wine. And it's got a jack-o'-lantern on the front and a black kitty and a witch. And I love it so much. It's got little bats carved out in it. And so once I drink this tonight, I'm going to get me one of those black candles with the red center. And I'm going to let it bleed down and stick it into the top of the thing. So yeah, it's very cool, and I want to tell her thank you. It's delicious.
Yes, and as I was saying, I finally got to when I was out and about. I think it was either Saturday or Sunday. I finally got to chat for a while with Melinda in person, and that was awesome. And yes, it looks like we may get to meet her whole family next year. I got to meet her husband though in the elevators.
Yeah, he's nice, sir.
Got
He's
to
a
meet
nice
him.
guy.
And I met her at her booth, and evidently next year we might have the whole gang with us. So that's going to be very, very exciting. And we, as some of you know, we may have another Imaginarium baby with her too. So yes, definitely. Yeah, I think she indicated that she will be bringing the baby, and just
Can
no,
never
yes,
have too many
she
babies.
and she will. Yes, she confirmed that. She will bring the baby to Imaginarium.
Can't
So
have too many
yeah.
babies.
Which, folks, there was something interesting that occurred that Thursday evening Wednesday when Wayne and Cassandra got there. So this actually occurred on the Wednesday. But they said they had a message for Holly and myself from their baby, Ruby, who's 3.5 months old. And as Wayne and Cassandra both say, this baby is an actual Imaginarium baby. The road began
Yes,
at
our
Imaginarium
very first.
2024, if you can figure out the timing on that. And so yes, this is an Imaginarium baby, and they asked both Holly and myself to be godfather and godmother to little Ruby, which we of course were floored, honored, and accepted. So yeah, we are godparents now to little Ruby, and got to see her quite a bit this weekend. But that was awesome, Holly, especially
Yes,
the sheets they came
I
up
was
with.
stunned.
Yeah.
I was stunned. I just love her to pieces. I even sent her first pair of ruby slippers. I said she's got to have ruby slippers. That's just a have to. So Mammy Holly would keep her in ruby slippers. So I had to send her those. But yeah, I talked to her on FaceTime and all this, and yeah, getting to actually be able to hold her and play with her and get her to laugh, and it was just so special. And then finally, we become godparents. Never been me, Steve, either one's ever been a godparent. But funny story is Cassandra and Wayne are actually godparents to our fur babies, Queen Victoria and Prince Albert. They were with us
Yes.
when we got them, over four
Yeah.
and a half years ago. Wayne and Cassandra were staying the weekend and actually were with us. So yeah, they're godparents to our fur babies, and we're godparent to their baby.
That's pretty amazing, and the way they presented it was fun too, because they gave us each a piece of paper and told us at the same time to turn them over. And mine had a
Well,
kind of
they said Ruby had a question for us.
yeah, Ruby had a question for us, and mine had a kind of a graphic stylized after the movie The Godfather, only that only the imagery had worked in some baby toys and things like that. I'm going to show a picture of it when Holly can get that out for me from the folder she has, but I'll take a picture and post that on Facebook. But I got one that was styled after the Godfather movie, and then
Yes.
Holly got one that was fairy godmother styled, I think.
with the princess, because I always I always refer to her as the Imaginarium princess. We're the king and queen, and she's the Imaginarium princess.
Yes, it was that was quite a surprise for Wednesday. So, like I said at the awards, I have to recuse myself from winning awards. Obviously, doing what I do for Imaginarium, and so I got to step back from that. But I feel like I won the one of the best awards possible this weekend. Being named Godfather, and Holly, of course, being named a godmother to Ruby. So that was pretty awesome, and definitely honored and take it very seriously. So yeah, hopefully, like I said, we'll never be have to be called to our tasks in that role. We will just spoil Ruby for years to
That's her.
come, and that's. But yeah, it is a high honor when you think about what that is. So that was great. And but I was just going over, Holly. I don't know if you heard me, but I was going over the Friday activities, and I talked about the tech outage, and then I talked about
Yes.
Virginia Smith's keynote speech, and I talked about the Friday
Yep.
entertainment. But what else from Friday? Would you like to chat about
Gosh.
that you noticed or had fun at or
Friday, even though, and I had several people come to me and say, even though there was empty vendor tables and empty spots for people that couldn't get in because flights were grounded, all of our spaces were sold. We had no
Mhm.
more to sell. And here we had empty spots. And it was sad because you'd walk in and I seen Sandy Linder's table, which we had sitting by SSP, 7 Star Press, our press. And every time I'd walk in there, I'd be like, oh man, I miss Sandy. And it was just so sad. It makes me want to tear up because I look forward to seeing Sandy. I only get to see her
Oh
once a
God, yeah.
year. And we talk to Sandy all the time. And I love her dearly. And it was just it was a hole. She left a hole. And I know she feels the same because, she looks forward to it every year too. And I had several people mention that to me.
Oh,
But
all
a
weekend long.
lot of people said, that this was the best year ever. Friday night, we had a lot of fun. We
Hmm.
had, the belly dance. Well, not the belly dancer. We had the
Burlesque,
burlesque
Betland.
dancer, and then John Pica's new ghost stories, and then we had Jason William Allen
Hmm.
uh, do a performance, which was phenomenal. And he had a beat drummer with her, a beatbox. He had one of those with him. And then we had several like late night panels. We had Horror Against Humanity and all that going on, which is always a
Yeah,
trip.
that's
That's
always a hit.
always that's always
Yeah,
fun.
yeah, you
But
had
yeah,
some really fun evening panels
I did.
going on. You did.
I did.
And
And then yeah, Friday actually went off without a hitch. I can't believe it.
mhm.
Friday morning was a little crazy, but we've
Usually, yeah.
now got the team under us to where it runs like a well-oiled machine, and even if we're putting out fires, it still
Hmm.
goes smooth because everybody knows what they're doing, what their place is, and we get new volunteers, but they're easily trained and take the reins and run with it. So our core
Yeah.
team is fantastic. Our new volunteer coordinator will be Marion Gosling. She agreed to take it over. So if you have any questions about volunteering or anything, please let her know. There is going to be a form you can fill out up on the site here in a couple weeks,
Yep.
and you'll be able to fill it out. But yeah, Marion Gosling is going to take care of volunteers, and then we're going to do a few things different next year. Jason William Allen, Eric Kyer are actually going to take care of all the entertainment stuff, so that takes it off my plate. I don't have to be running around, looking for entertainment and worrying about fitting all those slots and all that. They're actually going to handle all that communication and all the music files and all that stuff that I don't need to be doing. I can focus my attention elsewhere. And of course, programming stays in my hands because that's what I do. And I
Mhm.
love programming, and you all
Mhm.
know that. And I know what you like, and and I know your times and different. Some people are early birds, some people
Right.
aren't. Over the years, I've learned our core
Mhm.
people. So yes, I definitely,
Yeah,
and I'm good at it. I don't know. It just resonates with me,
yeah,
and I love
yeah.
programming. I look forward
Yeah,
to
but
it.
Holly will have some assistants next year, like
Yes,
seconds that will be over some of the different tracks to help her
to take
next
care.
year, take a little pressure off
Yeah.
because it's grown to a point where yeah, it's we need a
Yeah,
couple of
I'm literally working
folks.
12-hour shifts.
Yeah,
From the time I get up till I go to bed, several weeks, about a month leading to the convention, and not
yeah.
including every day. I work on a
Yeah,
Imaginarium every day.
that's why we're still tired because we go into the
Yeah, we're
convention just
exhausted.
absolutely exhausted because we do a huge push. It's like a gauntlet run about the
It
month
is.
and couple months leading up to Imaginarium, and then of course you're on adrenaline during the weekend, and then
Yeah,
so like when we get back
and
here,
crash
we
and
just
burn.
crash,
We
and
do.
it's a weariness that it's hard to describe, but yes, it's it'll take us a few more
It
days
is.
to kind of come
But
pull
but
out of
with
it.
me having more help, it's so I can get the word out
Mhm,
to more
mhm.
writing groups, more bookstores, more
Yeah,
schools, more colleges. I'll be able to market more and do
yeah.
outreach more efficiently than I can
In
now
the
because I'm
past,
tied down. So
all detail.
that's that's gonna make a huge difference. And then I will actually have time to, work on my own endeavors that I just don't have time to work on. Everybody was on me this year. Holly, we want to see your book next year. We want to see a book next year. We want to see, everybody's on me to get my books wrote. And so, yeah, I've got to do something about that too. So
Yep.
I'm going to try to get into a writing groove, which is
Mm,
hard for me because Steve knows I have squirrels in my brain and ADD, and I'm easily distracted, and I'm all over the place. I'm doing 10
mm.
things at once. So
I've
it's
had
hard to.
I've had a couple good writing sessions already this week, so I'm back in my
Yeah, you
writing groove.
have.
But folks that did go to the film festival, you noticed some differences. We got a really nice new screen, and of course, the audio is great in there. We've definitely got plenty of speaker coverage for the audio in the screening room, and but you'll probably also notice we had a red carpet and other decor along with a new signage, and then we had a new big photo backdrop for people to take photos in front of, and that was used extensively. I got loads of tags on that on social media of folks taking their picture in front of that new big backdrop that has the updated film festival and Imaginarium logos. And so yes, we added a number of new things to spruce up the presentation on the film festival screening room, and I hope that those of you that went to film screenings noticed that, because yeah, we want to definitely always make that better and better and better, and as good as can be, because we have so many just great filmmakers, and yeah, just an amazing group that participated this year. And and like again, I hated the fact that like William Rush, WA wasn't able to make it due to that flight issue, because yeah, his project Group, called Group, that's the feature film, won 5 awards, and that's a bummer. But yeah, the presentation of the film festival I think was the best yet. I think bar none.
Well, and we literally rolled out the red carpet.
Yes, we did. Yes.
I've said it for years. I finally found one,
Hmm.
and I said, Steven, let's do it. And so I taped that sucker down, and we went for it.
Yep, got it all ready for next year, and don't forget the room parties there, Holly, because we got something to report on there. Because I know that some of you folks went to the one with Sako Toomey and Morgan Hazelwood. That's always a very popular one. Of course, the great one by Per Bastet, which has a food spread that's unbelievable. I mean, oh man, the brisket that was there, the select all the assortment of olives and all how would you even describe it? All the different, I mean, just foodie kind of
Man,
stuff
they
that
have
they
all
make.
this gluten-free stuff too. Um, they had these little fritters, and there was like 3 different kinds of these little mini like fritters.
That's what
And then they had.
the circular ones, right? You're talking about the
God, they were
circular.
so good. Yes. And they
Yeah,
had like bacon. I had one that had like bacon. So I don't know, but it was really good. And then they had mini quiches with like a crust on the bottom. And then it had bacon, cheese, spinach. I mean, oh man, they were so good. And of course, they had my guacamole, and they wouldn't let nobody open it till I got there. I promised them this year I would make it. And I did. And I walked in, they were shocked, and they said, okay, now we can open the guacamole. Because Steven always sneaks me some.
Yeah.
Because I love their guacamole they buy. And,
Yeah.
so I had about a half a container of guacamole while I was there. But yeah, they had that, and they had all kinds of drinks, high-end bourbons, wines, honey
Craft
mead. I had some of that.
craft
Um,
beers. They had craft beers
they
too.
had pork roast,
Hmm.
um, some kind of
Oh,
brisket, smoked brisket.
yeah. It's
I mean,
unbelievable.
it was just crazy. The spread, it was delicious.
Unbelievable. Yeah, it was like a dinner. It truly was a dinner if you made a plate going down the whole line. And yeah, any of you that have been to the Per Bastet party know what I'm talking about. And I hear that Morgan makes these legendary meatballs. So I still have yet
Yes.
to try them. So I'm going to make a concerted effort next year to actually discover these. But yeah, I hear them talked about so much. And then as far as it comes to beverages of choice, there's the Literary Underworld and their famous traveling bar, and they hold parties usually every Friday and Saturday, and that's what they did at Imaginarium. And yes, it's a kind of a donation based thing where you can come and get whatever you want, but they have like about 60 or 70 different bottles of adult beverages to select from. I mean, it's a massive amount of options, and yeah, people just love chatting up there with Elizabeth Donald and Jimmy Gillentine and all the gang from Literary Underworld, and they are just awesome folks. And so
They are.
they are, and but
I
yeah,
didn't make it in there this year. I get pulled in 10 different directions, and I also didn't stay up late. Um,
no, we had to pace
my
ourselves
health
this year.
ain't the best, and
We had
I didn't feel the best coming into
both
it.
of
So
both of us had to pace ourselves this year because
yeah,
it was
so
we were
like
so
Friday
tired.
night, I was in
Oh yeah,
bed. Like, well, I didn't go to bed till about 4, but I was in my room at
yeah,
12. And
yeah.
and same it was Saturday. I had people begging me to go up to, and I'm like, nope. I said, I'm old, I'm tired, I'm going to my room.
No, we were just very tired. We had to make sure that we were coherent on Saturday. So
Yeah, yeah.
that's the main thing. But Saturday, yeah, we'll shift a little bit into Saturday, and Saturday was a very busy day. We got you have a lot of folks that come on single day passes that day, and a lot of people typically just get in for the Saturday and Sunday. So yeah, you noticed that there was a definite surge in traffic. I heard a lot of good things from various vendors that were making some pretty good sales on Saturday, and the programming, of course, was running right on target. I did get out to see Dan Clefstad's DIY book promo uh, presentation, and that was awesome. It was standing room only, packed room, and I got a photo of it, which I have shared a little bit so far, but I'll be sharing it some more. But I got a really good photo of that one. It's because it's a full house for Dan, and great presentation on book marketing, and very eager bunch that were in the audience. And then I scooted down real quick to catch a little bit of the wrestling and writing panel, which was just awesome.
Oh, great,
Dewan
man.
Hearn, James Sabata, Don Guillory, Stephen Shrewsbury, W. Mitchell, who attended for the first time this year, is just an awesome dude. And he also won a screenplay award. He won for long format, but he was there. And then, of course, the youngest panelist ever to be on a panel in Imaginarium, Addison Phillippe of Addie Slam TikTok channel that covers AEW and WWE wrestling. And Moon lent her his replica WWE title belt to carry around, like a full size replica title belt, and Addison had a field day with that. She just had such a blast, and I did get to catch that, but I got called out because I had to talk to Michael Nost about the awards awards banquet that evening, because he's our new Toastmaster, and so I didn't get to stay long, but evidently the panel went great, and
It was
the guy,
hysterical.
yeah.
Oh my gosh, Don Guillory, Dr. Don, he made a comment about Cody Rhodes, and he's like, I don't like Cody Rhodes. And I thought Addison would go come out of her seat. Her mouth gaped open, and she gave him the dirtiest look, and then she put up the L sign, loser, loser. And then she's looking over at us going, so bad, so
Yeah,
bad. It was so
Oh, she was
funny.
mad. She was
And
mad.
I told Don, I said, you better sleep lightly tonight, buddy.
Yeah.
You've hit
Yeah.
a nerve now,
Yeah.
Uh,
That
she
was
she
fun.
couldn't talk, and it was driving her crazy because she wanted to, but bless her heart, she's autistic, and this was like she's usually extremely introverted.
Yeah.
By
First.
God, she sat up there that whole panel and
Uh-huh.
did not get up. She gave us some really dirty looks, but
Mm.
she knows everything there is to know about all these wrestlers, about wrestling. That's what she does all the time,
Yeah.
24/7. Is either listening to wrestling podcasts, watching wrestling, or playing wrestling, and
Yeah.
she loves it. And that belt that Dwan let her use, oh my God, she carried that thing on her shoulder all day. It made her so happy, and just tickled her to death. And I think next year she'll talk. So there was a lot she was
Yeah.
wanting to say, but she she was just a little froze, but she did make it the whole panel.
And I got to catch a little bit of a little bit of readings that day. Michael Williams was one, and he read some stuff from his new book that's going to be part of the City Quartet. It'll technically be the fifth book of the City Quartet. I know that sounds funny, but yeah, he's written another book that's kind of going to go with those other four, and so we jokingly call it the fifth book of the quartet. It was just beautiful. And then I got to see Barbara Evers uh, reading, and I had a chair thrown at me. And if you all don't know the whole history, Imaginarium 2023, Tommy B. Smith threw a full size chair on stage during his reading. It was awesome. I mean, just nobody expected it. It just totally got your attention and was great. And lo and behold, Barbara's followed him up, and then she threw a full size chair that weekend. And so yes, this was a little bit of a play off that. And so when I say she threw a chair at me, it was dollhouse size. And she had a thing, this cool thing going on. They had like stickers for it, like at various booths, and
She
she
was
had
hiding
a thing where
chairs.
you had to find these like dollhouse sized chairs, and it kind of led up to this Sunday contest. But Barbara, of course, always gives great readings with her Watchers of Mania series, and gave a great one. And I was able to help her get probably more photos of her doing that reading than she cared to have. I took about 100 pictures of her, but hopefully at least a few of them were usable, Barbara, if you're listening.
Well, I want to
And
see him. I haven't seen
yeah,
him.
and but I did not get the chair being thrown at me. That was that
Oh
was a
man,
complete surprise because she kind of just picked it up and winged it. I, I was
darn
I,
it!
I pretty much almost caught it. I got my hand up to catch it just in time, and yeah, a little bit of the baseball reflex, I guess.
Yeah, I
But
didn't make it in there. I was like, darn it, I missed it. I didn't make it in there.
but it
I
was
get
really good.
pulled everywhere.
And then, but yeah, that was a highlight for me for sure. And like I said, the
Oh,
day, what,
Saturday,
yeah,
Saturday, another highlight. My highlight was Bill Oberst Jr.'s 2 o'clock
yes,
performance.
yes, I caught
Oh
that too. I
my
did catch
God,
that.
adversary. Talk
Hmm.
about something cool. That man is so talented. He took all like the literary written works about Satan and like did a presentation, and he did a readings, and he read like their nuance, their tone of voice, the author's tone of voice and different things. But he read excerpts from the Bible to Paradise Lost to, I mean, it was just amazing.
Dostoevsky,
Yeah,
to, I mean, just all kinds
it
of
was
literary works.
unreal, and he put his
Mhm.
heart and soul into this performance. He walked out into the crowd. I mean, the emotion that spewed from him.
Hmm.
What a talent! Honestly, he's a Tubi. He calls himself the king of Tubi, but go on Tubi and look up Bill Oberst Jr. There, he has got a ton
A
of
ton of major films, yeah,
films on there and indie films. He's been on Criminal Minds. He's been all kinds of stuff. But yeah, he just phenomenal.
yeah. Great, and a great guy. I can't tell you how nice and easy it was to talk with
Oh,
him, interact with him.
and he
Um,
loved it so much. He wants to come back.
yeah, going forward, yeah, like Holly and I feel like we have a beginning of a friendship with him. I mean, because we got
Yes.
along that well, and we both, he expressed and we expressed a definite desire to keep in touch, and just a really really good guy. And I've heard that from about him from others, but I can definitely confirm that now. I mean, he is definitely a very humble individual too, despite all his accolades and long career, and just really really a wonderful individual, as were all the Imaginators that we had this year. And I did get to catch that performance too, and it was divided into 3 acts, and the subtleties and the just ingenious way that he kind of pieced it together was just amazing. And it's
Uh,
it's real subtle, and it'll make you think too. It
yeah,
really
it does.
gets into your
Oh,
head
it
and really
does.
makes you
Yeah,
think
it
about the
does.
nature of evil, and how
Yeah.
seductive it can be, and how it can twist kernels of truth to make itself appealing. And
Yeah.
that's kind of the way he ended up, where he actually made it seem like he was telling you good truths. But I had a kind of off feeling that there was something wrong with the what he was talking about, and sure enough, it was leading toward a kind of an expression from the devil, just to be your own kind of god or whatever. And it was yeah, it was pretty intense, yeah, the way he presented that last third act. But speaking of yeah, intense stuff. I mean, we had an awards banquet that was just off the hook, and also had great entertainment. We had Bet Lamb, who gave a modified
Oh,
type burlesque style dance, but not full burlesque, but obviously with
wow.
that being a more of a family friendly dinner. But we had her. Then we had the Sako Toomey gave an amazing tribal dance performance, and
It's
yeah,
beautiful.
she's so talented, and yeah, definitely got people in a really good zone. And then before that was John Pica did some of his magic, not the ghost stories that he did Friday night, but this
Some new
time he did
magic.
a magic performance. Really good stuff. And like I said,
And then you announced the brand new
huh,
Hall of Fame.
yep, we have an Imagination Hall of Fame, and it's going to be a great one. And we announced the first 8 members of the 225 inductee class, the inaugural class of inductees. And let me see if my brain works. It was Lee Pennington, Tony Acree, Michael Nost, Michael Williams, Tim Wagner, Chastity Bolin, Virginia Smith, and there's one more. Come on, Steve. Let's see. Who did I miss, Holly? Trying to remember it off the top of my head here.
Oh God, the okay, you have Lee Pennington, Tony Ackery,
Yep.
um,
Arlen Anders. That's
Arlen
the 8th.
Andrews. Yep,
That's the 8th. Yeah, got it.
yep, yep.
Got all 8. Arlen Anders Senior, and yeah, they were all there, and they were all floored. Of course, we told nobody. Only like a handful of people knew what we were going to do, and Aaron Drown knew about it because he did the logo, and Wayne and Cassandra, myself and Holly, and just a couple other people. So there was almost nobody knew that we were going to unveil this. But it's our 11th year, and we have a lot of just people, tremendous amount of accomplishments who have been great to Imaginarium as well. And so this is kind of a fusion of that and a recognition of both their lifetime achievement and careers, as well as how important they've been to Imaginarium. And I think our inductee class is awesome. I really do. I think it's just a stellar group. All the way around, and and so yeah, Virginia didn't even know about this when she was giving her keynote speech, so that was kind of neat. I can't wait to hear her reaction to that next week, because she's going to be our guest on the show here next week. So I definitely want to hear what she thought when we started her giving biography notes about her before announcing her name. But that was cool. Yeah, the Hall of Fame was really cool to announce. And of course, the awards we gave out more than ever. Wings Award was won this year by John Palisano, and just I was ecstatic that it went to
He
him.
was so tickled.
Yeah.
He said he was more excited to win that than he was his Bram Stoker Awards, and that floored me. I said, "Are you serious?" He said, "Yes, ma'am." He said, "You don't understand how much this means to me." And he says, "I love Imaginarium." And he said, "For Michael Nost to award me this, he said, I'm floored. I mean,
Yeah,
he was so excited. I
yeah,
was like, wow, that's quite
yeah.
an honor.
I was excited for him,
I love
and this is
John. He's a great feller.
and this is the first year that we had an international film awards category. So, so that we could, for most of the folks that are here in the
Separate
region
him.
and so forth, separates it a little bit for the
Mhm.
ones that can attend versus the ones that obviously can't. And as it went, though, one of our top feature winners was, I mentioned William Rush and their film Group, which won 5 awards. And then we had Broken Innocence with Chase
Yeah,
Dudley that won 10, and they just so happened they had to do a film shoot on
yeah. Otherwise, he
Saturday.
would have been there.
Otherwise, he would have been there,
Yeah,
and they won 10 trophies.
yeah. He was
they,
like,
they,
man, I hate that I had to miss.
yeah,
They actually stopped filming when
hmm
they got the call that they had won this. They stopped filming
yeah,
to tell everybody this. He said we actually halted everything.
yeah. They actually
Yeah.
stopped filming to tell them what just
Yeah.
happened. But it was great, and of course, I mentioned earlier that Carol Preflatish won a screenplay award, and that was great to see Carol get that
Congrats,
trophy.
congrats.
Which is our screenplay awards are recognized both at the film festival and the Imagine Awards. So the best screenplay trophy is an Imagine Award. So yeah, in case people were wondering about that, and we also just had a great list of book award winners with the Imagines and extensive group of film festival awards, and we had special individual short film awards and then special individual feature film awards. So yeah, there are a lot more awards given this year than in previous years. And then we also, of course, have our staff awards, which are very heartfelt and we take seriously, even though they're done in a fun kind of lighthearted way and way we present them. Yeah, they mean a lot, and we're very serious about
Yeah.
them. And yeah, and I know I recognize Kathleen Ashcraft with my Z-Force Award for all the
Eden.
stuff that she's done with us behind the scenes.
Yeah,
And
she always takes care of our guest of honors, and she does it well. And they're always very pleased
And
with her.
Holly recognized one of the our key
Angie.
people at the hotel, Angie, who runs the banquet and a lot of the stuff on the floor for us and food services throughout the convention.
She's head of catering,
Yeah, head of
and
catering.
you
Yeah,
know I run Angie to death, and she never complains, and she loves me to death, and I love her, and her daughter is just phenomenal, great. I love her daughter. She does, the bartending for us, and I thought, well, who's better to these poor people run their legs off for me, you know? And so I'm like, she deserves it.
hmm
She earned it. She deserves it. She never complains. She does her job. And yeah, I wanted to thank her in a special way.
hmm
And I had Steve Jackson sitting next to me. And Steve said, Holly, he said, I want to commend you. And I said, for what? And he said, he has never, in all the Comic Cons and conventions he has been to, he said, I have never once seen a convention give an award and recognize the hotel staff. He says he's never seen it. And I
that
said,
surprised
really?
me.
I
Yeah,
was
that
I was
surprised me.
floored by that. I said, really? And he said, no, none. And he said, that is awesome. Because he said they
Yeah,
work. I said, you better believe they work, even, well up into the convention. I mean, I'm not even there yet. I'm discussing things with them and planning things with them and, working on stuff behind the scenes. And yeah, I mean, they deserve it too. They're
yeah.
just as much a part of Imaginarium as anybody else.
Oh, big time. And Dorothy
And they're good
Abbott
to us. And they
and,
love us
and
and they're good to us.
Zrocco and Dorothy Abbott and
Hmm.
Jackie and the bar and all the great staff who we've gotten to know and they're very important to us. And yeah, that was great to see Angie get recognized. She was floored. She was surprised, but
Yeah,
that
I
was a
told
lot of
her, I
fun.
went and got her out of the kitchen. I
Yeah.
said, get in here for a minute. She goes, what did I do? And I said, you didn't do nothing. But I said, I need you to come here just a minute, just a few minutes. I just need you to come here and hear this. And so I had her standing there. She had no
Mhm.
idea what I was
Yeah.
doing.
Right.
Surprise.
Surprise.
Yeah.
That's what we do. We are full of surprises, and yeah, the Holler and Holly was given to them, and yeah, also I was able to give the Sizemore Award to Raconteur Press, and they were a great part of the weekend with Ian McMurtry and Jonna Hayden and all of them, and they pulled down some awards, I believe, too. Some of their authors did, and great weekend. I mean, yeah, with the awards banquet. I mean, really went well. Timing wise, I mean, even James Sabata commented on how efficient our award ceremony is versus some other award ceremonies around the country that tend to drag very long. And ours was, I guess, a
I'm
nice
on the minutes.
clipped
Yeah,
along.
I'm down
Yeah,
to the minutes. I'm like, Steve, you got to do this in this many minutes, not over.
yeah,
You got this
yeah.
many minutes, you better get it in. I'm on a time schedule.
Yeah, we hit it, and
Yeah,
Michael kept
Steven
it
knows how
Michael
I
kept
am.
it flowing. Michael,
Yep.
kept it flowing at a great clip, and of course Keith Brockman, the DJ, was adding in a
Oh,
lot of good
man.
musical touches.
And the
Great stuff.
costume contest. Oh, we got to
Yep,
talk about that afterward. Oh, man,
yep,
there were some really cool costumes this year. We didn't have kids, which was odd, but we didn't have any kids and we encourage that. So pass it around because we had gifts for kids too to
yeah,
spend. And we do Imaginarium bucks. They spend it at vendors. But we didn't have no little ones. So we just melded them in and gave
yep,
more to the adults. And
yep,
it worked out just
yeah,
fine. But there was some really neat photos. And if,
yeah,
if anybody's got some more of those, shoot them over to me because
yeah.
yeah, we'll put them up.
Yep, it was really, yeah. I know there's one group picture of a lot of the contestants, and it looked amazing. It was like
Yeah,
really good shot, and
yeah.
and of course we had some great judges like Jennifer Noren and
John Peacock.
John Peacock from the Western Kentucky Ghostbusters, and of course John Pica. So the judges we have are like top tier. I mean, for
Yeah.
cosplay contest, and so that was a definite always is a definite highlight of our evening. And then following that, we actually made a change this year that worked out like gangbusters.
Yeah,
And I realized it when
I
I
was
walked
like,
in the
we
room, and
got
I had
to
to
do it.
go somewhere beforehand. I can't remember exactly. I had to go change and finally and stuff, and then I came back down to join it about an hour into it. And I turned the corner, and oh my God, the room was packed. And
Yeah,
Holly took it
I
from there.
told him. Steve's like, "Are you sure?" I said, "I'm positive. You just listen to me. I've got an idea. We're going to run with it." And I didn't even decide on the theme till a few weeks before Imaginarium, so we was hurrying to get the word out. But I told him we got to do karaoke because I've heard it for years. People want to do karaoke. And I didn't know that many people were going to show up, but my God, did we have a ball? The room was full, and everybody was having a blast.
Oh
And
yeah, yeah, definitely.
oh, it was so fun.
Got to put on my ACDC shirt. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah,
Got
I got to
had my
spike my
gloves
hair.
on. Had my
Yeah,
gloves on.
I did too.
That
I
was
had my
great.
lace gloves on,
Yeah,
and then my hair spiked up to higher the hair closer to the Lord, and then I had my Purple Rain shirt on, which me and Wayne did sing, and that was great. And Beck got it. I didn't realize it till tonight. Beck got the whole thing on video, and I said I have to share this. It's
yeah.
fantastic.
You did about 3 songs, didn't you? You went up there
Well,
multiple
we
times.
did that, and we did another one. I can't remember what we did. We're trying to remember. I don't know what
Yeah,
other song me and him
yeah.
sung,
You
but
did
we sung.
at least you did more than one
I
song
did
though.
Janis Joplin
Oh,
myself.
you did. Somebody told me you did the Janis Joplin song before I came in.
Oh, you missed
Yeah,
my Janis?
yeah.
Oh my God. Angie said, "Holly, I didn't know you could sing." I said, "I can't." And she said, "I walked in there and I thought they were playing Janis Joplin." And she said, "Then I seen you." And she said, "Holly, you floored me. You sounded
Yeah,
just like her." And I said, "Well, we both got that raspy, deeper voice." And I loved Janice. Loved Janice. And yeah, she said, "Well, it was damn good." And I said, "Well, thank you." But yeah, I sing "Lord, Won't You Buy Me," the Mercedes Benz song. I go
right.
around the house singing it all the time. I got the kids singing it.
That
They
is
all
funny.
know it now. They didn't know who Janice was, so I showed them, and they think she's great. She sounds like Mammy. So yeah, they all know the song. So I sung it, and then I sung Purple Rain with Wayne, and then there was another one, but I forget what it was. I don't remember. Somebody remembers, let me
Yeah, there's
know.
a third. There's a third one. And
Yeah,
there's some
Clayton.
great singers,
Clayton.
Nathan Day and Stephanie Lanham and Michael Noss. People with really good voices were up there.
Yeah. Oh
W.W.
man.
Mitchell can sing. W.W. Mitchell, who I mentioned
Holy
earlier, he can
moly.
sing. Oh my God, they can sing. Yeah, there's
That
some
man can
talents.
belt. Now he
Yeah,
gets up there. We're like, whoa, what?
yeah,
Hello.
yeah. Some
My
talent up there.
God. I
Yeah,
was trying to get Silvio. Silvio could sing too, but he wouldn't get his
yeah.
butt up there.
He's really good, actually.
I was trying to get him up there.
Mhm.
I was trying to get Moon up there. He wouldn't go. But yeah, I'm
Next year,
getting him next year.
always next
Next
year.
year. Yeah.
But yeah, that ended well. That came
Molly
to
got up there.
Molly Daniels. Yep.
She got up there.
Yep.
Yes, Misty, we're gonna do it again. Um, I'll probably take
Mhm.
a vote on the theme. Cassandra come up with Disney songs, or I was thinking 90s. I've had both
Mhm.
presented to me, and I'm thinking so.
Yeah.
Um,
I think
we'll,
90s will
we'll
give
see.
you a broader spectrum of songs
I think
to
so
work with.
too.
Yeah,
I think
for
so
people.
too. Yeah,
But
90s. See,
yeah,
yeah,
they're both good ideas. So I'm not saying
because then I
bad
could
ideas.
sing Bush. Because then
Yeah.
we got Bush, Green
Yep.
Day, Nirvana. You know, we got Crash Test Dummies,
Yep.
and I mean,
Everybody.
just fun stuff. You
Yeah.
know,
Good stuff. Even Danzig for me. I could do some Danzig in the 90s. Yeah, that'd be fun.
Atlantis. Yeah,
A little bit of Glenn Danzig. But that'd be fun. I think I could actually do that.
yeah. It went
But
so quick because we were having so much fun.
yeah,
And the hotel, we have to get out of there.
yeah.
But I am gonna see if they'll let us go to like 12:30
Mhm.
next year freely. Um,
Yeah.
I know
Yeah.
they was tired and wanting to get out, and I pushed the limit, but I am gonna see about 12:30 next year because that was fun.
Yeah. Yeah. People loved it. And after that, I guess some of the room parties are still going on, like literally Underworld, but I ended up going back again to kind of pace myself and turned in for the night after that.
I
So
went up to my room.
yeah, because I was good. I kept myself on a good keel, given how tired I was going into it.
Yep.
But Sunday is always the kind of cruise control day. It's always a day that seems to almost run on autopilot, and was a very very good one. Yeah, definitely. From all the things I was observing, I got to check out more readings that day because I actually
Yep.
participated in one of them. I gave a reading from Days of Darkness, and thank you to those of you that showed up. Thank you, Moon, and everybody that showed up to that reading and helped me actually determine a good selection to use for future readings. But that was a lot of fun, yeah, to do. But the Sunday seems to kind of go fast. It does after the first two.
It really does. It really does.
But I don't know what other notes you may
But
have on
well, I will
Sunday.
say now next year, um, it seems like things slow down and get dragged on when that late afternoon goes on. So we are going to close at 5 instead of 6. I just
Mhm.
wanted to let everybody know that. Plus,
Small
getting over
adjustment.
to the troll pub, we got
Mhm.
to crack down. We've got to get stuff. We were in a mad dash. Me and Steven got stranded
We
at the
got
hotel.
stranded. Yes, we got stranded.
Everybody took off. We were literally stranded, and we didn't want to have
Um,
to drive over there. And it's like, oh man. So we ended up having to drive. We followed
yeah,
Cassandra and Wayne because they had their niece with them, and packed down car could have fit
Megan
one of
Trainer.
us, but not both.
Megan Trainer, winner of
Yeah,
this
they
year's
had
Pelicans
Meg.
Award. Yeah, who's
Yeah,
super,
yeah,
super awesome girl. And yes, I think that Bentley and Megan are a thing now. They
yes, yes.
definitely clicked this weekend. So I
They
think we have
did click.
a new young relationship here.
So
But
we were keeping it in the family there.
yes, but yeah, we followed them down there and finally got there. We were hoping to be able to have a couple bourbons and stuff, so it was kind of a bummer we had to drive. But still, the Troll Pub was amazing. Had a huge turnout, filled up that room, and had Holly and I think both picked the Reuben this time, which is
We did. We
a
did.
gem, and the sweet potato tater tots, which are legendary at the Troll
No
Pub.
thanks.
And I did have one drink, and it was New Riff Single Barrel. That's what I got. That's really
Yeah,
Carl Moore bought me a pour of that, so I
yeah, you
did
did.
get to have one bourbon and a great meal. And then we all most of us took a big photo under the troll statue out front, which
Yes.
I did post on Facebook on my personal page.
The
And
pretzels are amazing, Barbara.
Hmm.
And then
Yep.
we ended up our dead man's party this year. I swear, we were all of us were like tired, and it was just quiet. But we had tarot card readings going. Rosemarie Macharia was doing them. Isa Seaton, and then Sacco
Sacco was
and
there. James
me and
Sabato was
Moose
there.
going
Tommy
through
B.
some
Smith.
stuff. Yeah,
Scott
Bradley
Bradley
showed
was
up.
there.
But I said
Michael Small came by. Sylvia was
next
there.
year I have
Yeah.
plans. So our dead man's party is going to be fun. We're going to do more things. I'm going to have better snacks. I'm going to bring my instant pot and actually, have something yummies there for us. Because
Yeah.
I was handing out Pop Tarts and whatever I had, and people had brought some chips and stuff. But I was like, "Here, eat the Pop Tarts. I don't want to take them home." And they were like scavengers tearing into the
Yeah.
Pop Tarts, and I was
Scavengers.
like, "These poor people are hungry." So yeah,
Hmm.
next year I am going to bring some better snacks. I'll make some stuff and warm it
Yeah.
up. So.
Yep.
They were
Yep. We
good
went.
Pop Tarts, Moon said.
And
Yeah,
Carl Moore.
now that everybody was putting something, and by God,
Yeah.
that Pop Tarts come in handy. I was like, here, eat them. There's some. Oh, and all of us were older, so we're like, we ain't eating no, um, pizza. What are those things? Help me out, Steve. The
Well,
pizza pockets, hot pockets.
hot
I said,
pockets.
there's hot
Yeah.
pockets, and everybody's like, I'll have indigestion. I said, well, I will too. But these youngins can eat them. So I think Issa and Megan, they had those hot pockets.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
like, the rest of us, no, we be burping garlic all night and never get no sleep. So
Yeah,
we
I got
couldn't
to
do
visit
that.
with Moon and Carl Moore for a while, and Carl actually donated a nice Ibanez acoustic guitar to Imaginarium to be used as our convention guitar, which we can actually pass around and play it whenever we're hanging out together or on panels. We can bring it to use on panels. But he gave us a convention guitar. It's nice Ibanez acoustic, and so we had that to bring home too. But yeah, I had a good visit with Moon and yeah, Val was up there and Val Savaggio and Carl Moore, and yeah, we had a good group. Michael Small,
We did. Yeah.
came all the way from Washington State. Yeah, he was
And
there.
Bria, Remillion
Yeah,
was up
Maria,
there,
yeah,
Val,
Vermillion.
Isa,
Good group.
Sacco,
Yeah, really good group.
Moon.
Hmm.
Yeah, we did. We did.
Wound down
Natalie,
the night that
she had
way,
to
and it
leave.
was a perfect way to
Oh, yeah,
end.
Les and Rose were up there.
Les and
Les and
Rose
Rose.
were, yeah. You
Yeah.
mentioned Rose early,
Yeah.
but yeah, it was a great way to end the weekend, and definitely had really great vibes, even if we were exhausted. and and of course on that Monday, yeah, we got to visit with Rose and Les and Wayne and Cassandra and Megan for a
Yes.
nice lunch at a phenomenal Italian place that's real close to the hotel venue.
Oh, man. It was good. The cannolis. Ooh.
Mm.
Woo. So good. But we know what we're getting next time. It's that trio meal. Cassandra and Wayne got this trio meal, and holy moly, they had enough for dinner to take home. I
Enough
said,
for dinner.
Steve, I said, that would have fed us a whole lunch, man. I mean,
Yep.
this thing
Yep.
is huge.
Oh, easy, and we'd had probably leftovers.
Yeah, and it had a little bit of
Gigantic
this, a little
entree.
bit of that. It had like
Yeah.
4 or 5 different things. It's called a trio something, but it had more than a
Yeah.
trio.
Yeah, it did. It did. And so this time, yeah, Holly and I did not come home till Tuesday. We let ourselves have that extra
Hallelujah.
day to let things settle down, and then of course we met with the hotel Tuesday, and we did finally get to swim in the pool that's at the hotel finally
For the
after all these
first
years,
time.
and it was great, and I loved it because I love water and I love swimming.
And
So
we were
that,
by ourselves for most of it.
yeah, most of it. And we had a real nice guy came in and
And it was
met him,
lightning.
yeah, and
And
his
I said,
lightning,
I don't know if this is a good idea, but
not the
whatever.
greatest. But yeah, we had fun. That was a lot of fun. And then yeah, Tuesday we had a great meeting. The hotel was very very excited about getting us back for next year, and so yeah, we can tell you that yeah, dates are July 18 to
Yeah,
20.
they want to
Mark it
get us
down.
right in. They said, we're
Block.
saving the dates.
We have not done the formal announcement yet, but they are July 18th to 20th. Mark it down in
Yep.
your calendar. It
Yep.
will happen. We got them down with the hotel, and all that's good. So yeah, we're good to go. Yeah,
Our rates will stay the same. Hotel will go up just a little. They have to because they're competing with the people around them because those dates are hot in July. because of all the different things going around. But they said that'll be the last time that it goes up for a long time. That'll be the last time.
Yeah. So we'll be able to
So
keep vendor tables at the
18.
same prices and things like that. There will be no increases in any prices on what we offer at Imaginarium. We'll be able to hold it at all the prices we had in 2023, thankfully. But the hotel rate will go up just a little bit for the rooms themselves.
But we will not. We will not be
Yeah.
raising our prices.
No. So we can tell you that much. But I know everybody needs a couple weeks to relax before we get into the craziness of the whole 2025 announcement. So we'll leave it at that. But we wanted to at least give you the dates. But we've got those for
Yes,
year
Clay.
12.
I want to answer Clay's question. Do you think we're outgrowing the Holiday Inn? Yes, we're getting very close. We're on that cusp. Um, Vendor tables, yes, we have to go down to a certain amount, um, so we don't run out of those 8-foot tables. So we're out of like vending room. We could sell more, but we're out of that room. We're selling out like the hotel's beds. So when we do get it on the website, get your reservations in like as soon as you can. Don't
Uh,
wait till the last minute because you're not going to get the rooms you want. I'm going to tell you, you're not
no.
going to get them. Because we had to open it up 2 more times and they ran. I mean, there was just no more double rooms left at all. There was some
Yeah.
king, no doubles, and yeah, we're just selling them all out. So we're right on there. It's just our love for Holiday Inn is so much where, you know, we're trying to hang on there, but next year we'll see. That may be our
Yeah.
last year there, and we
Yeah.
have to
Depends.
consider. We've
But the
had we've had
layout's so nice though.
contacts. We've actually had people contact us from other venues
Yep.
wanting
We're on
Imaginary.
the radar. We are on the radar.
Yeah,
Some people. So
they
we got.
they've actually contacted us saying, "Hey, call us. Let's get you
Yeah.
in here. Let's discuss.
Yeah. We
See
got
what we
some
can do
larger.
for you."
Yeah.
And I'm like, not yet. You know,
Yeah,
let's
I
consider.
think we can be. I think we can definitely be at Holiday in Louisville East for at least another year. So, but yeah, we're close. We're hitting near the capacity max. So,
Yeah, yeah.
but do we have any more comments or anything from the chat room, or because I think we have done a nice look back at Imaginarium 2024.
I'm trying to think.
Is there anything else? Did we not cover?
Gosh, guys, what else?
Yeah, because I know gaming went well. That was active all weekend, and Steve Jackson was down there quite a bit, and that was a big deal for a lot of the gamers for sure.
Steve Jackson was
Yeah,
cool, and then we had Michael Blake, who was phenomenal.
Blake was fun.
I must mention that our guest of honor, Diane
Diane
Mills,
Mills.
has already written me and
Yeah,
told me what a wonderful time she had. Wanted the dates for next year. She
yeah,
definitely wants to come back either
and
next year or
recommend
soon,
recommending
and
it to other
recommending.
folks. Yeah, she definitely
Yes.
loved it that much.
She said, I'm
Yeah,
spreading the word because she said it was such a welcoming event. She said everyone was so nice to her and around, and she said she loved it. She had a great
yeah,
time.
yeah. So she was really happy with it, and
She's a sweetie. She really is.
she is an amazing guest of honor to work with.
Yeah,
You need
easy,
a great
easy.
guest of honor. I highly recommend her. She was a
Yeah.
pleasure. And Michael F. Blake and William and Bill Oberst and Steve Jackson were also just absolutely wonderful to deal with, work with. I mean, just perfect Imaginarium guests, all of them.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
So yeah, we definitely had a perfect group of Imaginators and guests of honor. So that was really nice.
It
So
was. It was.
all right.
And I
So
will say that the game room was hopping this year. Steve Jackson was over there and everything,
really hopping.
and kudos to that. I love that the people were actually. I had filmmakers that were actually over there playing games, which I love to see. I do want to encourage more. I'm going to do some scheduling changes next year. I probably won't do a whole lot of late panels anymore because I really want people to check the film festival out. I really encourage people to
Mhm.
go in there and check a film out. There's a lot of short films. You don't even have to watch a whole feature. There's a ton of short films that are 2 minutes, 10 minutes, just phenomenal, that you could check out. And then there are features, later at night. But these are indie filmmakers that are just as good, if
Mhm.
not better than a lot of the big screen movies you see. They're
Oh yeah.
upcoming talents,
Oh yeah.
and yeah, you need to check them out. You really do.
And some
I
of the
highly
foreign
recommend.
films that come in, that's another reason we had to make a new category. They have big budgets. I mean, they are high value production wise, and on par with a lot of Hollywood level stuff or Netflix level stuff. I mean, they are really well done. So you're going to see good, some really good stuff if you go check it out.
Yes.
And it is a great little. It's not a huge screening room, but in terms of sound and presentation, I mean, yeah, you're going to get a good screen image and sound, and
Well,
definitely
once I
yeah,
get
check
that
it out.
room filled, if that room starts being filled, I will move it. I will move it to
Yep.
carriage, or the
Mhm.
other bigger rooms, and
Mhm.
so we have the bigger, seating. But yeah, right now
Yeah.
I got to get people, in there to check them
Yeah.
out. Our
Yeah.
filmmakers, they stay busy running around.
We need to get some folks in there to just check out a few films because it's well worth it. I mean, they're great filmmakers, and many of them are there in attendance. I mean, a lot of them are there in attendance, and we've been getting increasing numbers of the official selections actually attending the event, which has been great to see. So yeah, they definitely could use that little boost of support if you
Yeah,
take half an hour out of your day and go check out a few films
it
or
means a
check out a
lot.
feature. It means a lot to them.
It sure does.
Yeah.
It sure does. They
Yeah.
they check in and on their screenings, and if they see people in there, then yeah, that does. It means a lot to them, and they're all vetted. The selection that's in there have been vetted by a judging committee,
Mhm.
and they're uber uber
Mhm.
films, great films. So yeah,
Yeah, great stuff, great quality. Yeah, our film festival, the quality of official selections just keeps getting better and better and better every year. And I think that it's definitely the film festival portion is going to be as recognized as where the Imagine Awards are currently, which are getting attention. There's a lot of groups
there
that do
is.
post their award winners and are paying attention to them, and they're getting more industry known. But I think our film festival is entering that chat a little bit more
Yep.
with the kind of level that we have. So, but yeah, it's gonna be a great time to. Yeah, definitely look forward to 2025 here soon. So we'll leave it on that note, Holly. And so,
Wait,
yeah, if
what?
you want to, I think we give a full review. Thank you to everybody that attended Imaginarium 2024, and you guys made it happen. Yeah, the best year yet, and we're already working.
11,
We're already working to bring you an even better one next year. So rest assured.
11 months to go.
Little more than 11. Little more.
Way more than 11 months to go.
Yeah. But yeah, we got to get a little rest here. But definitely, yeah, we'll leave it at
I will
that.
take
And
all your suggestions, Moon. Please, people,
yeah,
um, get a hold of me. Facebook Messenger is the fastest way because I'm not working all this week, but get a hold of me on Facebook Messenger. I'm just Holly Phillippe on Facebook, but that's the easiest.
hmm
And yeah, if you've got a suggestion, pitch it to me. That's how
yeah,
we get better and better and better is feedback. I listen to
yep.
all of you.
And
I don't
obviously, we listen. Otherwise, there wouldn't be
that's it.
karaoke.
That's right. I mean,
We
I
do
don't know
listen.
everything, and I don't know what you want if you don't tell me. So if something
Yep.
ain't working, tell me. If something is working, tell me. I like the
Yeah.
truth, and I like suggestions.
Ha ha ha.
Yeah,
Yeah.
send all the
Missy.
complaints to Steven.
Right. Yeah.
That's
Thanks.
right,
I appreciate that.
all of them.
Thank you. Oh well, I won't be checking messages for the next few days. But just kidding. No, I do take all comments, and we do behind the scenes. We
Yeah,
take
we
all
do.
the comments and tweak and adjust and do all
Good
kinds
or
of stuff.
bad, it don't matter. I
Yep.
listen.
So, but yeah, you want to wrap it up, Holly, for tonight? And yeah, we've done a good review.
I think so. I think so. Um, I guess I could go ahead and thank you to all of our staff, volunteers, guests, attendees, vendors, anybody that was there, hotel staff. If I forget anybody, I'm sorry. Thank you. Thank you for making Imaginarium what it is. Um, it is a family. It is a family reunion. We were told years ago, you're never going to grow if you keep a family reunion atmosphere. And by God, we've proved them wrong because, yes, we have. And yes, we do. Because we continue to grow every year and we take more into that family where everybody's accepted. It's inclusive. We love everybody. Everybody gets along and supports each other. And that's the whole thing. That's the core of Imaginarium. So thank you. And join us next Wednesday night. Same place, same time, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We'll have a guest again. So the rest of the week, be creative and good night.